today we shall finish chapter 6.5, the last subject of sets. So when we come back from the test week, we shall continue with 7. For chapter 7 specifically, do not forget, I shall repeat it. You need something called a compass. You need a ruler. Where do I place these items? Yeah. Anyway. So for the next chapter, which is 7, after the test week, you need a ruler, a pencil, and a compass. Protractor is not necessary. I think everyone knows what a pencil is. So after the test week, these items are necessary. Without these items, 500% you will fail. Without these items. So 6.7, given an example, starting at page 146, example 7. Chapter 7 deals with Venn diagrams, and these are the types of Venn diagrams you receive in exams. Either you have to draw it, or it will be drawn for you. So example 7 talks about a factory of shoes. 100 were tested, 12 were found to have faulty stitching, 15 had faulty gluing, and 4 had both faults. Then begs the question, find the number of shoes with only one fault. So in order to look at this example, I will take a much easier example for you to understand. So these represent shoes. I say, bring forth the shoes that have red stains. You bring 2 to the front. And then those 2 go back to the back. Afterwards, I say, bring the shoes with green stains. You bring 3 to the front. In this particular scenario, we have 4 because I've given it to you. In the example, they've only said 2 with red stain and 3 with green stains. But if you notice, you have a total of 4. But if you count the ones that were brought forward, are 5. So the question is, if I do not know how many there are, how can I find out, based on this information, how many there actually are? They say you have 1 that has a green and a red stain. So what does this mean? When I said bring the one with a red stain forward, these 2 were brought forward to me. After that, I said bring the ones with the green stain. These 3 were brought to me. And if you notice correctly, this one was brought twice forward. Hence, 1 has 2 stains on them. So how do I find out from this information how many shoes I have total? That's simple. You count the amount, which is 5, and then you subtract the ones that have 2 stains. And that comes, I have a total of 4 shoes. To represent this information in a Venn diagram, these are red stains. These are green stains. I place 2 here, 3 there. And in the middle, there's 1. Because 1 shoe has red stains as it has green stains. So how many shoes do I have total? I have 2 plus 3, subtract the 1 that has been counted twice. Meaning I have 5 minus 1, and the answer equals 4. So when we go back to the example, 100 were tested, 12 were brought forward when only had faulty stitching, 15 were brought forward only with faulty gluing, and 4 of them had both faults. So 4 of them had faulty gluing as faulty stitching. So how do you know how many were total with 1 fault? He only has 4. Here it says 12, and then we have 15. How many actually only have faulty stitching, and how many actually only have faulty gluing? So you take the 12, subtract that 4, which becomes 8. So only 8 only have faulty gluing. 15, you subtract that 4 in the middle. Only 11 have faulty stitching. So based on this information, the one we received, how many shoes do we have with only 1 fault? You have the 8 has only 1 fault, and you have that 11 that only has 1 fault. So 8, you add that 11, 19 shoes only have 1 fault, because these 4 have faulty stitching and they have faulty gluing. To go to a particular exercise on page 148, exercise 8. Fulji children in a stamp club, 27 collect stamps, 31 African stamps, and 6 collect neither. The first step is to place this information in a Venn diagram. That's the first step. So the U represents those 40 students. "27 collect American stamps." So we place 27 here. American stamps. 31 collect African stamps. So this is 31. And lastly, they say 6 collect neither. So 6 do not collect American stamps nor African stamps. Same with chapter 5. Instead of going directly to the questions, the first thing I would like to know is those who have been counted twice. Because these 27 represent everyone. And these 31 also represents everyone that has been included twice. So I need to know how many people have been counted twice. So what is the first step? The intersection is something you don't know, which is X. And since I know both sides have X included, I have to say American stamps is 27, subtract the ones that have been counted twice. So you do the same thing with the other one. So how do I find the X? This is pretty much chapter 4 placed into chapter 6. So you know the total is 40. So when I count everything, the total has to be 40. Because if I count 27, 31, and 6, these are more than 40. So I have to count the ones from American stamps. You count the ones that have been counted twice. Count the ones that have American African stamps. And you count these. And your answer should be 40 students. Chapter 4, no biggie. 27. Add 31. Add 6. Add all these together. X minus X is 0. Minus X equals 40. Counting everything together, 31 with 27 equals 58. Add 6 equals 64. So 64 minus X equals 40. Basic algebra. All the variables stay on one side and all the constants go on the other side. So you subtract 64 on the left side, meaning you have to subtract 64 on the other side. (64 minus 64 is 0. Minus X equals 40 minus 64. That equals, here we have 6. And we have 3, negative 26. Oh, 24. Oh yes, duh. So x equals 24 divided by -1. So x equals 24. So if you recreate your Venn diagram, you can adjust it and answer the questions accordingly. So 27 subtract 24, 3. Here you have the 24. 31 subtract 24. 7. And now if you count everything together, 3, 7, 10 plus 24 is 34. Add the 6, you have your 40 students. And then we go to the first question. Find how many collect both American and African stamps. Which is exactly what we did. So the answer of A is everything what we just did, which is 24. And for the last question, how many children collect American stamps but not African stamps? Meaning, only collect American stamps. Means the answer is 3. So this was chapter 6.5. All the questions pretty much are the same. The things you have to do pretty much don't change. It's all the same. And when you practice enough, it will be easy enough.